Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to cover a case study from the previous week and then go over a weekly outlook of what I expect to happen in the market for the upcoming week. Let's start off on the daily time frame. So from the daily time frame, the clear breaker structure that we have is from here, as we drew on last week as well, I think. And price has pulled down and it's given us an retracement. So since we've had a retracement and we've had some sort of move back to the downside, we could expect that this low over here be broken in the near future. Now, just before I go down deeper, I want to go over the news and fundamental events that will be coming out this week. So as we can see, Monday is fine for EURUSD. Tuesday, we have PPI and we have the economic sentiment as well at 10 a.m. Wednesday, we have retail sales and we also have FOMC. So now this is obviously a massive event. There is an expectation that we will have a rate hike for this FOMC event. So this week is going to be very fundamentally driven, and that means that price action should not behave how we expect it to. And so we have to be very cautious in the trades we take. So now that we've gone over the fundamental events upcoming this week, let's drop down and see what we can see on lower time frames. So on the 4-hour time frame, we can see we actually reacted from this area here. I think last week I marked out this order block here as a supply zone that we could react from, and there was one around here as well. And as we can see, price just blew past this one, so wouldn't have gotten an entry to the downside from this one. And this one, is still possibly in play if price continues to the upside from here. But at the moment, it looks like we are just going to continue down. So zooming into where price is at the moment, we can see we are actually in a demand zone. So if I just mark out this handle here and we drop it down to the 1-hour time frame, we can see we have a demand zone here that price has broken past, but we also have one here. So if I refine this one down a little bit to about here, we can see we have a demand zone. So now what I'll be doing is I'll be very carefully looking at what price does around this area. If it prints me my entry drill, I will be looking for longs up into a supply area, so possibly into here. But I'm going to be very cautious as this week is preparing for heavy fundamental news events, and so I don't want to be taking trades that are not going to instill confidence within me. That being said, I will also be looking for more intraday setups this week, as on a swings perspective, it is going to be a little bit more difficult in terms of taking a trade. So intraday trades, short term, hold for about an hour, 2 hours maybe as a maximum. Those are the ones I'll be looking and focusing my attention on this week, as it means I can get in and out of positions very quickly and I do not have to worry about fundamental events. The days that I will be looking to take trades will be on a Monday, on Tuesday, so that will be primarily during the London session. Wednesday, similar thing, so I'll probably be taking trades during the London session, as we have FOMC. But after FOMC, Thursday should be a good day to trade EURUSD, and Friday as well, because then we have price react to the FOMC statement, and it gives us a good bias of where we expect EURUSD to go. Okay, so now that we've gone over the weekly outlook and we have come to the conclusion that this upcoming week is going to be a tricky week, so we need to be a bit more patient with our trades and look for those confirmations rather than risk entries, we can now move on to our case study. Okay, so the case study that I will be talking about in this video comes from the 10th of March. So when we came to the charts, when the Asian session closes, we can see that price has been moving up. So when I came to the chart, what I did notice was we had this type of trendline liquidity being built up, and I'll denote it with this trend line over here. What I knew was, since liquidity is like a storyline for the market and the market is going to look to take out liquidity as and when it moves, I noticed that we had liquidity being built up over here. I also noticed that we have this supply zone over here. So if I mark that out, so I was very interested in taking shorts from this area. Price came very close, didn't really tap into this area, so I could expect price to come in, give us a reaction to the downside, and then take shorts to take out this liquidity, and then Asian session lows as well. Jumping down to the 5-minute time frame, we can see that we have a nice structure moving to the upside, and we can also see we have a nice refined order block over here. What I was looking for was an entry. Now, since this candle is very small and it's only about 2 pips, I was willing to take a trade. So what I was looking for was to take a trade from this order block here as a risk entry with a reduced lot size. So normally I use about 0.5, but this time I was going to go for about 0.25 and have my stops quite tight just above here, so give it about 0.5 pips breathing room. My target would have been the Asia session low, as I know that would have a lot of liquidity below it as well, and then we also wipe out all of this trendline liquidity. Now, as you can see, this is a 1 to 11.65 trade, and it was the best trade that I took last week. If I show you how it panned out, as we can see, price pulls up, taps into the order block very nicely, and then we get a very nice reaction. So in terms of trade management, how did I manage this trade? So what I was looking for was, I was waiting for this low here to be broken before I go to break even. And as we see here, we break this low, and at this point I'm at break even. We are also at this point, let's say, up 8.92R, which is fantastic. And I'm very shortly, price just comes and smashes into the take profit, which is excellent. So this was a trade. It was a very simple trade in terms of analysis. We had an order block here, we had a target liquidity here, we had liquidity below Asian session low as well, and so it just made sense to take this trade. 0.25 with risk percentage from me, which netted me an 11.65R trade. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, comment below on what trades you took and anything else you'd like me to cover moving on in next week's video, and I'll see you in the next one.